The O-Zone.
Welcome to the O-Zone Podcast with Jaguars Senior Writer John Oehser.
All right, welcome to this week's O-Zone Podcast, and I've been waiting for this one for a long time because it's public knowledge. He's my favorite O-Zone Podcast guest. Didn't know if we would meet again, but this is Jaguars defensive end Dawuane Smoot, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure to even hear you say that.
Well,
I'm one of your favorites for sure.
So tell me about the team. I mean, we'll get into your story coming back a little bit, but interesting week last week with the loss. Yeah. What's the vibe right now?
We're focused. We're not letting that snowball. We know that we played an excellent game, and there was a couple mistakes that we made, and we just didn't come out on top at the end. So, I mean, we focused on all the good this week, and we really looked under a microscope at the bad things. We really dissected everything, and we got those things fixed this week, and we were very focused this week. So definitely going to come out there, next week and get this dub for sure.
Why? And I think everybody around here has had the same vibe that it was a loss, but sometimes, and not just last year when things were sort of a mess, sometimes when there's a loss, there's a vibe of discouragement after that loss. Even though you guys don't say it, you can feel it. After this one, it was just different. It was more. I've been telling people, it feels like they know they're good, and they just have to play to that, and they trust that if they keep playing that it's going to be all right. And I may not have asked that very well, but am I onto something there?
No, you're definitely onto something. We understand our level of play, and when we play, to our style of play, we don't believe anyone can beat us.
Right.
We just got to make sure that's how we show up each and every Sunday.
Playing the Texans, you were here when the Texans sort of got things going under D'Amico. They're a physical team. They sort of like to be the bullies. I get the feeling the Jaguars are wanting to be the same thing. Is that the storyline this week?
Definitely. I mean, it's going to be a very physical game. We know they want to come in here and be the bullies, but that's one thing that our philosophy that's changed. We pride ourselves on how physical we are.
Right.
So we're ready for the challenge, whatever they're willing to bring, and whatever intensity they're willing to bring, we're going to match it and excel for sure.
When you got back here this offseason, fresh eyes coming back, right? Tell me your impression.
Of just all the new things?
Liam, James, Tony, the coordinators. I mean, it was a new vibe, but you were sort of coming in new. What was your first reaction, and then what are your impressions overall?
I would just say it's a new, young energy. They're bringing in just we just don't care kind of energy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's a good thing. It's about we don't care about the losses. We don't care about if you're doing bad. It's just about your style of play, how we want to play, how we come together as a team. And that's different. You don't see that much, but you see that in the winning locker rooms. It's more about the process. It's more about what we do each and every day, and that's what they're bringing. They're bringing a new regime. They're bringing a new culture here to Jacksonville for sure.
We have talked over the years about how Jacksonville and you have sort of grown close in a way, and so what did it mean to get a chance to come back at this stage in your career when you sort of have the veteran feel of knowing how tough it is to even be in the league, at your point? What did that mean? Did it feel like, I guess, sort of the right thing, I guess?
It definitely felt like the right thing, and I'm very deep into my faith, and I felt like God brought me back here for a reason. Me going down a couple years ago, I felt like I was at the top of my game. That was one of my best years. And that was one of the Jags' best years as well, too. We went to the playoffs that year. And then the next year coming back from an injury and then not being able to come back, it hurt,
Yeah.
But when I got that call back and, just to know that they wanted me back, it was a no-brainer. It was like, all right, how are we going to make this happen? How can we, get the numbers together and just make it all happen, make us all happy? And when it happened, I was happy. Josh was calling me every day, like, "Come on, sign. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it."
Yeah, to get yours though.
Literally, it's like when I came back, like everyone welcomed me in with open arms, and I'm just so happy to be back.
It You mentioned the Achilles. And I'm not sure everybody who watches football realizes what that injury means. I think a lot of people do. People talk about ACLs. Achilles are a different beast.
Yeah.
How have you been able to make it back? Because a lot of guys, when they get that injury year 5, 6, or 7, that's it. But you've gotten back and appear to be playing at the same level as where you got hurt.
It's something that my wife is always joking about. I was delusional. I had to be delusional about it, and it's the way that my mindset was like, I'm going to be back in 8 months.
Okay.
I had to be delusional about it because at that point I heard so many things like it's career ending. Oh, it's you'll never come back from it. Your size, you can never come back from it. And I'm just like, I'm going to come back in 8 months. I'm going to set a record for how fast you can come back from an Achilles. And that's how I attacked my recovery, with the assistance of, Robbie, Raul down there, Fergie, all of them. They put me on a great plan, and I just was focused on just getting it strong each and every day, and I just attacked it each and every day. And when I was able to come back, I know I wasn't at 100%, but, I got back within the next year or so, and I feel like I'm definitely back to 100% now for sure. So
and
didn't let it beat me.
It can take, even after you're back on the field, it can take a while to start feeling like it felt.
Feel like yourself again.
It sounds like you're back to where you feel like yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like these last couple of years I wasn't able to get my feet back under me. I mean, it's a major injury, but this year my feet are back under me, and I'm back, to a place where I feel comfortable as well too, around the guys that I feel comfortable with as well too.
You probably, at this point, don't spend a lot of time thinking about it anymore, but as you came back this year to Jacksonville, my thought was, okay, now here he's turned into a guy who is sort of the consummate pro that the teams want, they know they can rely on, and have turned yourself into a good NFL player.
Thank you.
Second year, if you think back, didn't get on the field for the first 7 or 8 games. Probably learning at that point how to be a pro, right? Still trying to figure out how to get it.
Mm-hmm.
How much did that experience and your learning from that shape you into becoming a guy who is now a pro who could be relied on? Mm-hmm. Again, probably not asking that well.
I understand what you're saying. Then the first couple of years, obviously, yes, learning how to be a pro, how to approach it each and every day. But I was behind some all pros.
Well, yeah, right. Well, sure.
That was tough,
right, yeah.
just within that. And like the mindset that I had to be in was like, whenever I get my opportunities, I have to take advantage of this much of an opportunity. But it taught me more about the NFL. It's like you have to wait your turn, and whenever those opportunities present themselves, take advantage of them.
Right.
And I was lucky enough, my third year, that it opened up. I was able to. I kind of had to change my position, go down and then play inside, and it worked out. And I was able to continually, do that each and every year for 4 years straight, and I figured it out. During those times, I figured out a lot of things about the league is. You just got to take advantage of it for sure. So,
are you a better player now, better person now, all the stuff you've been through? Because it hasn't been the easiest road all the time for you in the NFL.
Yeah, it definitely hasn't been the easiest road.
So, what do you know now that you didn't know then?
I would say not to let your mind take you off your track.
Okay.
There's certain times where you can get angry, you can get mad, you can start pointing fingers at who's doing this or who's doing that or who's controlling this or who's controlling that. At the end of the day, it's about your journey. It's about whatever plan that God has for you at the time. And it's crazy. I just thought about a quote. My trainer, Jason Smith here in Jacksonville, he always says, pay attention to your plate. Like when you're eating, eat what's on your plate. Okay. Because when you look at someone else's plate, someone can take what's off your plate. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to be so focused on whatever your journey is, whatever is destined for you, and not focus on what everyone else is getting. And that's what I was able to do, just kind of focus on it. So, yeah.
Do you actively counsel younger teammates? Do you wait for them to come to you? And it strikes me that you probably enjoy that process.
Yeah, I do.
If a young kid is, Are you active in it? Do you let it come to you? And then, I guess, what's usually your message?
I basically told the same thing to BJ. You know, that he was one of the guys that he came to me and I came to him. You know,
It's BJ Green, right?
Yeah, BJ Green. Yeah. Yes. The first thing he did right when he saw me, he was like, I want my career to be just like yours. Like I rushed inside at Colorado. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to get I was able to do great back then. That's what basically he's saying. He was like, I want to model my career after yours.
Okay.
So
that's gotta be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Actually, it was kind of humble. Like I was like, okay, I got you. You know, and you know every aspect of him making the team. You know, just giving them tips, letting them know about their mindset as well too, and just taking advantage of every opportunity you get. And even though he's coming on and he's not really playing right now, just every single day attacking the scout team reps, because there's the only times you really get like first team reps.
Sure.
Against the first team each and every day.
Yeah,
so
you can go a whole year.
You can go a whole year.
Right.
And I did it for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? You work things that you're never able to do during camp. You're able to go against competition that you're not able to go against during camp. So take advantage of every single one of those reps. Work your moves you never worked before. Try new things and just become a better player during that time. So
you are such a consistent pass rusher. Where are you? And it's probably everywhere because it's been 7 or 8 years. But how are you a better pass rusher now than when you were a kid? Because it's such a. I mean, people think you open the box and you rush the passer, but there's a lot of hand stuff, a lot of technique. Where are you better?
I feel like my mindset and how I approach it. I think about how to set up rushes, how to work off of, maybe it's a power move, then go into a speed move, how to understand what that guy's thinking about what I'm doing next and countering off of that. Before I felt like it was just brute strength, like speed and just beat the guy. But now it's about like setting him up for that next rush,
Feeling what he's doing during the rush.
Right.
Maybe so.
Right.
Is it, do you pride yourself on never giving up on a play? Because you get a lot of sacks where you're keep going, not that you never get any right off the bang.
No, I know what you're saying.
But you don't stop.
Yeah, it's a lot of hustle sacks.
Well,
that's a compliment. Right. That's a compliment for sure. Back when I first started playing, back in high school, there was my trainer, Jimmy Bell. He actually played for Ohio State. He trained me back when I was high school. He would tell me, he was like, Smoot, you're a gazelle. Run to everything. Yeah. Every single time there's a tackle, you need to be in a frame. Always run to the ball and always be around the plays. Okay. And that's what I pride myself on all the way up to now. I pride myself on my motor and making sure that I'm not ever stopping until the blow of the whistle or the person's down. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
You mentioned Josh. I think most people who have listened to you guys talk know you guys are close. How much does that relationship mean to you?
It means everything. I love him. That's my brother. At the end of the day, we train together. We push off each other. Iron sharpens iron. We can look at each other and know the intensity needs to be either ramped up or we know this person's gonna do that. And it's a crazy thing.
Is it different rushing with him than anybody else for you?
Oh, it definitely is. Okay. It definitely is. Even the sack that I had with the Panthers, we didn't even plan that. Okay. It was like one of those things. Was like, hey, you go inside, I know to wrap off of you. And he went inside, I wrapped right off of him, and I was able to get there. But just that connection, just knowing and understanding each other as rushers.
That's something you never forget in life. Like, you guys will be tight for life.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
For sure.
That's very cool. What did it mean after the first time you heard Smoot back in the stadium? Because I know that was a cool feeling.
Yeah, that was like a whole I guess the best thing I can say is like coming back home, coming back to Jesus moment as well too. Just all encompass just everything, my whole journey.
Right.
Just when I went down and everything, not really knowing where my career was going to go, and like coming back here, and I was off in Buffalo. It's kind of everything. It's everything, all the emotions all coming into one. And when I first heard it, like I looked up, was like, oh, that just made my first play back. And I heard the Smoot, I'm like, oh yeah, this feels good. This feels right, And it definitely pushed me for my next play as well too. But it's a special thing, that I have here, and I definitely don't take it for granted. I appreciate all the support.
Yeah, not everybody gets that sort of embrace or connection with the fans even the first time around.
Right.
But then to get a chance to relive it after it was gone is very rare. So that had to be really cool.
Yeah, all I can do is just thank God.
Right.
He's lined up all the opportunities for me to do what I do each and every day, and the fans, they've embraced me. The city has embraced me. The kids have embraced me. I'm just so happy to do what I can.
And we've talked. You plan to stay here long term, right?
Yeah.
It's very cool. One final question on the team in general. A lot of the free agents, you're coming back. Hainsey's a veteran captain. You sort of feel like a captain, even though it's not Tell me about the veteran leadership on this team and what makes it sort of different in your eyes.
I feel like it just makes it different because it's a whole bunch of guys that kind of understand what it looks like to win.
Okay.
And we just keep everyone at that standard. Right now at this point, it's like Jacksonville hasn't really understood how to win.
Sure.
And we're coming with that now. All the veteran presence and understanding that this is the things we have to do. This is how we have to practice. This is how we have to show up. We have to come in early. We have to watch film together. We have to connect as a D-line and as a team. It's a lot of benefits of having these guys here for sure.
I'm probably asking this prematurely, but I think we both feel like this is turning and going in the right direction. What does it mean for you to be a part of that, to sort of feel like it going like it should? I say results have to come on the field still, but
of course.
What does that mean to you?
It means everything. For how long I've been here,
Yeah.
I've seen the ups and downs. I've seen the great teams. I've seen the bad teams as well too. But for this team, I feel like we're special right now, and it'll mean everything in the world to me to bring the first Super Bowl here to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And have that parade for the first time in downtown Jacksonville. And be cemented in history.
It's bigger than I was
everything.
going, but I like that you went there.
Hey, you got to envision it.
Sure.
You got to speak it out there before it actually happens. Speak into existence. So
Gotcha.
that's all we're thinking about.
You know the drill. We finish off with the Ozone 5. Dawuane Smoot, what was your last binge watch?
Last binge watch. Ooh, what was it? Mine was actually Snowfall.
Okay.
Watched the whole thing. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Emily should have prompted you on that question.
Yeah.
So,
She definitely should have.
Your pregame song.
Pregame song.
Or whatever your pregame.
Mine is EA by Young Nudie.
Okay.
It's a little crazy, so definitely should have prompted me on all these.
Your go-to athlete, either as a kid or now.
Go-to athlete, Julius Peppers.
Okay, that's good. Your go-to restaurant in town.
Orsay.
Okay.
Restaurant Orsay.
All right. And best cheer, Smoot or Duval?
See, personal. That's what I'm saying. It's both. It's both. It's both. I would say that. I'm not even gonna put it on either one. Because Smoot is like they're embracing me, but Duval, they're embracing the city. You know what I'm saying?
I guess the best would be to be in a parade in your boat. Right?
Exactly.
That's
there we go.
Dawuane, I always enjoy this. I can't thank you enough for doing this during the season when I know there's a lot on your plate. Thank you for joining the Ozone Podcast yet again.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate
Thanks, buddy.